I don't like flying. I mean, there used to be a time where I was excited anytime I'm about to jump in the plane. I'm so excited. But now, you need to see me a night before I travel. I'm like, oh, you're not again. I just rely on the information that I see online about this country. So, but then there's this local audience. They appreciate when a foreigner comes to their country to make a video that's positive. They say they're going to report my channel. I should take down the video. The people of Morocco are not happy with me. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, this is a 30-something minute video. This is just 2 seconds. Just 2 second mistake.
Welcome to the Good News Naija Podcast. My name is Desmond Ebuekunwe. Today we've got Stephen Ndukwu, who is a renowned Nigerian filmmaker, content creator, and media entrepreneur with over 50 million online views and 1 million followers on social media. His work primarily focuses on showcasing Africa's beauty, tourist destinations, culture, and entrepreneurial spirits. Stephen's journey began as a graphic designer and videographer, but his passion for storytelling and showcasing Africa's potential led him to create a YouTube channel in 2017. His content, which includes short documentaries and travel series, has resonated with audiences worldwide, earning him recognition and numerous accolades, including becoming a part of the YouTube Black Voices Fund in 2022. It is our great honor and privilege to be having this chat with Stephen Ndukwu. I know you'd enjoy it. Thank you very much for joining us on this podcast, the Good News Naija Podcast. And I genuinely have been a fan of your work for a number of years, and which is why I'm very excited to be having this conversation. I remember seeing you at the gym one time, and I was very shy. I was like, hey, now that's one. And then
What gym was that?
I think it was Bagana?
No, it has to be this one, yeah.
Yeah. No, yes, the one here. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember being very shy, and then I just kept.
How are you shy? You're doing a podcast and you're shy.
No, so it's a problem for me if I rate you, I become shy.
Oh.
If I don't care, so I can say anything to you.
Oh, I see.
So, which is why I try to, but people almost never know, so I just try to mask it.
You get shy trying to toast a girl. Well,
if I do if I do, I'm planning for love. Yeah. Or if not.
All right, viewers, you know the kind of person he is now.
Well, thank you. I'm really excited to be having this conversation with you. First off, you built something that now feels like an ecosystem and a life for a lot of businesses. So when people are thinking of real estate, when people are thinking of tourism, they think of you. And also, you've also built a number for an industry that is also growing very largely now, which is YouTube, because you have a lot of following, and then your videos gets a lot of traffic and come out. So for you, how did you know you're going to make it on YouTube, on a platform like YouTube?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on your show. I'm always very excited talking about, the creator economy, what I do and stuff like that. I'm pretty much very excited about. Hello, everybody. It's nice to be here once again. So to answer your question, I don't think when you say I've made it, like I feel like I'm just out there, just still pretty much just making videos and stuff like that. I don't consider myself as I have made it. I feel probably when I have like 10, 15, 20 million subscribers, then I would say, okay, I have gotten to, because when you look at it, like there's still over like 150,000 channels with 1 million subscribers worldwide. So why am I not there yet? You know what I'm saying? So we have we've done quite a number of things on our shoulders, and we met a lot of people, gone to a lot of places, seen people, made stories that a lot of people would resonate. But it all started, just I used to be, and a lot of people don't know this, I used to use YouTube to teach people how to do social media. This was like 7 years ago when it became very mainstream, like, oh, you can actually open a business page on Instagram and sell your business, right? So I would go and teach on YouTube so that people can contact me to come and do social media for them. That's pretty much the genesis of everything. And then obviously as time goes by, my needs started changing, or the kind of things I want to create change. We went to La Campana with my friends still like 6 years ago. I brought out my phone, I did some travel video, and when I posted it, I had some encouragement. They were like, oh, okay, this is good, you should keep it up. And then I was like, okay, where do I go to? Do I go here? Do I go here? We started like local tours, around Nigeria, Africa. And now we're like going like so many other places. So we're still making videos, we're still working hard. I mean, just every day I'm going online, looking at what stories happening anywhere in the world or in my country that I can talk about, but everything still ties to me trying to promote Black excellence, me trying to promote Africa as a world-class tourist destination, and me just social media just giving me the power to be able to tell our story, and that's one interesting thing with social media. It gives you the power to tell your story in your own way. Before we we're going to have these white men come from America with their big cameras trying to tell our story, but now locals are telling their own stories in their own way, in their own language. So people understand. I think that's one thing we should be very grateful for social media about. So yeah, to answer your question, we're still in the works. We're still grinding like every single day. If I finish this, I'm going back home to go sit down on my computer to work on a video, figure out what the next one would be. So yeah.
So from my research, I found out that you used to be a graphic designer, videographer, and now you said you used to teach social media for content and people how to make content for social media, which means that all these many things that you're doing had prepped you for this blow up on social media. How important was that La Campagne video that you said made some traction, and merging it with the preparation you've made from knowing these various skills? Because I know that YouTube, there's a whole method to the madness of creating the right thumbnail, taking the right picture that you'd use that would excite people enough, getting the right captions and all of those. How did all of these experiences and that one video that you tagged as giving you that encouragement lead to the Stephen Ndukwu brand that we know now?
I mean, you'd be right to say, all of these things actually came together. But back in the days, like when I was learning all these things, I didn't believe like, oh, they would come handy. It just, at the age of 18 years old, I know like school was never going to be a route for me, because every time I'm in school, I'm not paying attention, I'm thinking about something else, and I'm studying a course I don't like, education economics. Like the apex of my career will probably be a professor in the school. How much do professors make, So it didn't. So I went out learning skills. I did graphic design in school. I used to be the one designing our faculty flyers. Even though they would not pay me, the lecturers would promise me they would give me I see you guys, stuff like that. So, and then I went on to learn photography. I did web design. I did animation. From age 18 to like 21, I was learning. Like my parents got tired of me every time I come and say I'm doing something else. But I'm grateful right now. All of those things come together. My thumbnails, people say I have one of the best thumbnails on there. I designed them myself. The video editing right now, I learned all of those things myself. I still do, but now obviously I'm getting help so that I'm not stuck so much in that aspect of the production. I just focus on the ideation and leading the team instead of like being there doing the work myself. So the metrics for the La Campagne video, I mean, there was not so much metrics. It's just the friends that I went in there with, they were like, oh my God, they didn't even believe it's a video that they were there. Like, oh, it looks very nice and stuff like that. I got some comments. Probably the video had like, 10,000 views, just like a lot for me, right? I was like, wow, 10,000 views. And then a lot of people were like, oh, they didn't even know like there are nice lists like this in Nigeria that they can go and cheer. I was like, really? They're quite a number, So that was literally all the encouragement that I had. And then during lockdown, the real estate part, this is the travel part. The real estate part started from after lockdown. I mean, during the lockdown actually, I was so bored at home. I called my friend, I had a car. I was like, yo, man, please just come and carry me. Let's just drive around Lekki and let's just take some drone shot. I went on there to put this drone shot, and then I captured the video as I think Lagos most finest neighborhood or something like that. That was my first video to do 100,000 views in I think a week. And people were like, oh, we thought like Lagos, like you guys don't even have nice houses, I was like, really? Once again? So that was like all of the things. And obviously, when you do those videos, then you start making a little bit money. Like, okay, so if I can make this So it means if I do more, I can make more, right? So I'm like, okay, how do we expand? How do we grow? I think I was doing that simultaneously running a production company. I used to still shoot videos normally for people. That was actually what I was doing before I stumbled into like content creation. I shoot videos. So that's why my videos are one of like the nicest ones, because I have an idea. I mean, just looking at the camera, I can tell you what camera is this, what lens is this, and stuff like that. So, so these were the feedback that I got, and it was just me trying to do something that would not make my income tied to a particular location, right? I've always wanted a career where if I'm in America, if I'm in Europe, or if I'm in South Africa or wherever, I can still make money. I do not necessarily need to be in Nigeria. And I feel content creation is one of that kind of job that gives me that, and obviously allows me to be creative. It allows me to work on my own term. And of course, I'm contributing to Nigerian GDP because I'm employing people now working for me, paying salaries and stuff like that. So I don't know if I answered your question.
Yeah, you did. So have you always been excited about discovering places and people? Because now I think you've explored way over 15 countries. And
I've done 20, 25.
25 countries. Have you always been genuinely intrigued about these people, their cultures, and showcasing because now, like when the people from me who've never visited Lagos will see your video and be like, oh, there's this place in Lagos, and then want to engage Lagos. Then maybe your video that covers another place. I remember one of the videos that you took of somebody in, what was it? One of the eastern cities.
Lord.
Yeah, there was a Billboard video. There was another one that you did about that was very rich but abandoned.
Abandoned mansions.
Yeah. So I had never thought that those type of houses existed in the East. And then I was very excited to visit the East. I might be going.
Did you see them? Did you see the houses?
I've not gone.
You've not gone.
I'll go this holiday. So that would be the same when people engage the different countries that you've visited. So does that come from a place of excitement? Because they're expensive. Does that come from a place of excitement or where do they come from?
To be very honest, if I was probably not making videos, I won't be traveling because it's so expensive. It's not expensive. So now it's like a business. Like, okay, if I spend $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, how much can I make? What brands can I work with? How can we make sure we multiply this and stuff like that? So I would say it's just driven right now by where do we need to tell the next story? Sort of excitement? No. I don't like flying. I mean, there used to be a time where I was excited anytime I'm about to jump in the plane. I'm so excited. But now, you need to see me a night before I travel. I'm like, not again. So sitting down on a plane for long hours, and of course you're in Nigeria, traveling with Nigerian passport, you go there to the immigration, they're treating you some kind of way. I would just rather want to be at home. But now it's a job. The passion, it has moved from passion now to a job. So now you have to treat it like a business, right? And all these things. So right now it's just fueled by where is the next story? Like January right now, from January, February, March, we're going to be in Southern Africa. We're going to be in Namibia, South Africa, Lesotho, and then we're going to go a little bit to the east. That's Madagascar. Just telling stories in that area. Am I inspired or excited about it? No, it just needs to be done.
Because I get that, it's now like a business and all of that, but then doesn't that affect the heart of it? Because again, I think that at every point that I've engaged your content, there's this in the way you engage the video and even the conversations with the people, it almost feels like, oh, you are genuinely
I'm genuinely interested
and like, and you're asking the questions that me I would want to ask, or I did not think I wanted to know about these places and people. So doesn't that take away from it?
I mean, there was a tweet that I saw somebody put on Twitter, and the person was like, Dangote is not passionate about salt. He's not passionate about cement. It's a business, right? So I think that pretty much answers it, right? I mean, you get to fall in love with the job. When you do it after a while, oh my God, you love it. I just look forward to an episode I love that we produce is, meeting African people building businesses. I love those episodes so much because it allows me go into their business, ask them questions like, how did you start? Because a lot of people don't believe, like the last guy we interviewed in South Africa, building one of Africa's biggest indigenous sneaker brand. I'm like, this is not something that African people are known for. We are known for wanting to immigrate to the UK, running away, crossing the ocean just to sneak into Europe and stuff like that. So the few stories about people doing great work, we need to amplify such stories. So I'm in as much as I'm doing this because I'm like, oh, okay, let's try to make money and stuff like that. I'm also passionate about it. But there are just some videos or some places that you're not really like, I'm not going to say this, so the countries people, they are not going to be upset, but there are some countries that I don't want to go. But then I just have to go because, there's a whole story that needs to be told that I know my audience would love to hear that story. So it's more of like I'm thinking about them, not myself. Because when we go to a country, they're like, oh, like now people are saying I should come to South Sudan. South Sudan? Hey, go in there, bro. They're always fighting wars. Like, what do I want to go do in South Sudan? So yeah, man, that's just what it is right now.
I totally understand it. But do you feel some type of responsibility to want to, because when you visit these places, the responsibility to want to represent these places, right?
Yes, definitely you have to do if you want to have local appreciation. I'm going to give you a very typical example and what is very recently. I don't know how well you follow our videos, but we just posted a video about Morocco.
Oh, I'm not seeing that.
Now, if you click that video, I think about 3 seconds into the video, I put a map of Morocco. And I didn't know when we were editing it that Morocco map actually extends all the way to the top of Algeria up onto Mauritania, right? So we used just a fragmented site because that was the tool that we were using when we wanted to generate the map. That was what it generated, right? I didn't know. So when we posted it, I saw a first comment. It was like, great video, but correct your map. I didn't understand what it was. And then I got the second one, the third one. So right now we have 1,000 comments of people just saying, correct the map. So I didn't understand what that was. First of all, I then went to look. I was like, where's the top countries that's watching this video? America, Morocco, second. I was like, okay. I went to search the map of Morocco on Google, and then I compared it. And I was like, oh shit. So we actually, now all of this I'm kind of learning it now after I posted the video. Like, there's a huge fight in the country, Algeria, Mauritania, they're trying to fight and take the Sahara Desert away from Morocco. So the Moroccan people are very upset about anybody who comes to their country and cut off the Sahara. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know all of this, just innocent me. And now if you just click on that video, just look at the comments. Fix the map. I'm disrespectful. Follow your channel. We'll do this, right? I mean, this is a 30-minute video of just me genuinely promoting their country, not only as a tourist destination, but also as a country that is leading Africa's development. I mean, Morocco, they are the biggest manufacturers of automobile right now. They just recently beat South Africa. The country now, they are the biggest producers of renewable energy. The country is generating, I think, about 32 or 35% of their energy from renewable source. And I think in 2030, they want to go to 52%, and they want to go to a point where they start supplying to other people, and it's now foreign exchange for them. They're doing, like, there's so much talk about Morocco. Almost the most visited, they keep tackling with Egypt, the most visited country in Africa. I talk about all these things in my video, but that small mistake that I made, after this, you can go look at it. Thousands of people just saying, I'm like, we can't edit except they're saying I should take the video. I say, you're just sitting in your house saying, take the video down. Like, do you know the hard work that goes? And this video is a multi-language video, which means we have French, we have Italian, we have Spanish, Portuguese there. So that if you're in any of this location and you click on that video, you have, because I know Morocco they have Arabic first as their first language, then they have French as their second language. English is not even among the top 4. So I was like, as an English-speaking person, if I go there to do a video, the huge chances of that video being seen is going to be reduced. So I was like, let me go dub this video for those languages. So I can't do any of the things. So to answer your question, sometimes we go there genuinely, of course, to promote these countries. But in the course, I'm a Nigerian person. I just rely on the information that I see online about this country. So, but then there's this local audience. They appreciate when a foreigner comes to their country to make a video that's positive. Because some of them, their local media don't really talk so good. Just like Channels TV, for example, if there's fire, they're the first to carry it. If there's spread of disease, they're the first to carry it. So to have a channel that is focused on only positivity is something that a lot of countries are very excited about when it comes. Oh my God, this guy is praising my country. I love it. So we have that local fan, but just a little mistake can just jeopardize everything that you built. I don't know if I've answered your question in between, but I just wanted to
you have
paint a picture.
So now that you've learned this, I like the way you also spoke about it, which is like that sense of responsibility. But then there's also the realization where people on the internet need to be more forgiving of.
They were like, this is unforgivable. They took, like, after this podcast, go check it out. They said, I apologize. I actually put in a comment. You know how you can comment on YouTube and pin it? I did the first one. They said it's not enough. I did the second one. They said it's not. Like, this kind of scene, they said they're going to report my channel. I should take down the video. The people of Morocco are not happy with me. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, this is a 30-something minute video. This is just 2 seconds. Just 2 second mistake. It's what it is.
Oh. What does it, the first time you saw it, and because I could imagine when you saw the first video, there's that, but then there's also that fear of like what it could be when you see when you see like a controversy or something like that blowing up. How did the reception for you, how did you feel through those
I felt bad because there are some countries that you go to and you be like, the story we have to tell here is not so positive. But it's a story that needs to be told. Mm-hmm. But then me making the story, I was genuinely going there to share a positive story about advancement. I was impressed. They have the fastest, they have bullet trains. No other African country has bullet trains. They have it all in their country. So I went to share all of these good things, right? So for them to hold me responsible for a 2 seconds mistake, it just makes me feel bad. But my intentions was good, pretty much.
I really want to see the video, to be honest. But then again, for you who engages and does a lot of these travels, I don't know if you've talked about the passport. What about what is it about the Nigerian passport, in your opinion, can be done better?
When I'm going to talk about my experience and what could be done. So then I used to see my other senior colleagues doing videos, talk about it. I'll be like, I beg. Until the day it happened to me, I'm going to paint the picture for you guys. So our fellow African country here, Namibia, actually. I went into Namibia. I got in the visa, right? In Abuja. I flew from here to Abuja, got a visa, come back, and then I traveled from here. On arriving in the country, I was somehow among the first set of people that left the plane approaching immigration. And I handed my Nigerian passport. Said, oh, Nigeria man, take your passport, just stand here. I was like, oh, okay, maybe yes, I'm a Nigerian African person. They give me special treatment because there are a lot of white people on the plane coming from Europe or whatever, right? So I waited. I just saw everybody pass, And then when everybody had passed, hey, Nigerian, I come. So I came and she was like, oh, what are you here to do? I said, I'm a tourist. I'm here to explore the country. She said, wait, I'm coming. She went to go speak to her supervisor, passed my passport to the next person, so I should go and meet that person. Asked me the same question again. What are you here to do? I said, I'm here for tourism. She said, where do I want to go to? I mentioned a few places. I said, I want to go see wildlife. She said, don't you have elephants in your country? I was like, yeah, but I'm just here to explain. Then they now told me I have a valid visa, right? I have a valid visa. And then she told me, where did I get the visa and stuff like that? And then how much do I have? I told her I have $1,000. She said I should bring out the money. I should count the money in her present. I counted 1, 2, 3 to 1,000. She said I should show her where I withdraw that money from my account. Like she needs to see the debit from my account, like this money came. And thank God I actually withdrew the money from my account. So I opened my app, see I connected to their Wi-Fi, opened and showed her. Then she asked me again, what are you here to do? What is that thing that you're here to do? I was trying to tell her like, yo, like I'm just tourist, I'm here to. She asked me how many bags do I have. So the immigration is set in a place that once you just cross the immigration, you can see the carousel thing for the bags. I was like, that bag, the only one left, that's my bag. It's not a big bag. Obviously someone that's trying to migrate will not take a small bag like that to travel. And then she now asked me what I do for work and stuff like that. This was like serious interrogation. I think so. Then she went online to search my name and then she saw a video. She asked me, is this you? She said, oh, I would have told her now. She said I was told her. But I was like, I now imagine the number of Nigerians that are just people doing their regular work. They're not online influencers or whatever. They just genuinely want to travel to this place and just experience it. So what if that was the case? I don't need to come and tell you like I'm an influencer or I'm a travel. I know your requirements to get into your country. I've gone to get all those requirements, Then she now told me, oh, if I want to do this, I should get a work visa because I'm coming here to make videos. I'm like, why do I need the work? Like, I saw Europeans with big, big cameras. They couldn't even put it in a bag. They were, because Namibia is a lot of European people go there to make travel films because of their sand dunes and everything, So that was the first major experience. I think after I just called Wodimaya and I told him, bro, I just had my first encounter of traveling in Nigeria. I say, welcome. They've had worse, Tayo, Maya, they've had worse experience than I did. I think that was like the first one. And then there's this little bit here and there. No, but it gets to a time where you have so much stamps in your passport that when they just open this, like, I just want to travel, they will not really be so hard on you, but they will be hard because you're traveling with you. So sometimes I don't blame them. I blame our fellow Nigerian people that go to these countries and cause mayhem, because that's in Namibia. When I was returning back, I met 2 Nigerians that were on that plane. Actually, they were deported. And they were asking me, yo, how did you get into the country? I was like, what do you mean by how did I get into the country? They were deported and kept in a small room because there's only one flight from Ethiopian Air into the country and out. So they had to wait for the next one the next day. And I was like, why? These people just travel with $200. You have so much red flags. So I can now imagine why that lady was questioning me like this. It's because of you people. Like, they are treating me like this, So I feel like these people, they are trying. Nigeria is Nigeria is the most traveled country in Africa. We travel the most. That is why the major airlines come to Nigeria, right? But then when these Nigerians travel to these places, we don't behave ourselves. And you, as an immigration person, if you've dealt with 10 people that have similar problem, of course, the 11th person, you would apply the same methodology to that person. You know what I'm saying? So is it how it should be? No. But it is what it is, right? So yeah, what could be done? I think our foreign affairs they're not strong enough, So you hear things like, oh, when an American citizen is stranded in a country or there's a war, you see as Americans will try to take their people out, send planes, they don't care whatever is happening, all that, So we don't have those rapid response when Nigerians are in need. I don't know if probably our government and our government probably don't care. And also, some countries intentionally, I learned this when I went to Seychelles, some countries intentionally would go and discuss visa waivers with other countries. For example, Seychelles went to discuss visa waivers with Europe and China. I think it was China at that point where, okay, your people want to come to our country. Let us work together so we can scrap out visa requirements. So Chinese want to come here, we want to come. Let's scrap out. So no visa for us. So with Seychelles passport, you can go to a lot of countries in Asia. You can go to Europe, including the UK. It's only America that I think at then they will say they were on talks. And, so you see, like, their foreign affairs, they are constantly working to make sure they are increasing their global visa ranking by seeking visa waivers. This is something like we can also do, but I think it's because of our population, because Seychelles, they're just 100,000. We are 200 and something million. So
everybody will move.
So yeah, like, actually, I can sit down here and talk to you about this thing the whole day, but there's just a lot. I feel like we're too much. Our population is too much. And it can start, if you're watching this video, if you're a Nigerian person, when you travel, the change can start with you. When you rent a car, return the car in good state. If you go and stay in an Airbnb or a hotel, make sure you don't damage anything. You leave the place clean and organized. It starts by one person doing it. Oh, okay, a Nigerian man was here. He was good. He's a good man. That's how it starts. And we start changing this perception one by one by one by one. Before you know, we've seen that. But I'm sorry to say, but there are a lot of bad Nigerians out there. But yeah. So I don't bore you guys.
No, I get it, and it's very depressing because you see it, and then sometimes when I watch some of these videos, it annoys me But then I also feel like there's been this form of disrespect because we've not done our own work to try to build our own personal values and a value to the international community. So that feels like every person engaging the world is now a criminal or somebody who needs to be checked. So it worries me. From that experience, do you still feel the need to tell a good story of that place?
Of course, I went in there and I told a story of Namibia as a world-class travel destination. I mean, I just slightly mentioned it. I slightly mentioned it just right after I left the airport. I was like, oh, guys, I was held in the airport for 2 hours. So yeah, that's one of the perks that comes with, these nice videos you guys see online. You watch it and you be like, oh my God. But just as a Nigerian person traveling with a Nigerian passport, it's very difficult. I mean, if you go on Twitter, a lot of people talk about it. There are people that deport them, even from a fellow West African country here, like Cape Verde. Even before I went to Cape Verde, I saw they had deported some people. Like these are things. But the love for the job is just going to keep you going, because you have right intentions and like you have a starving audience, like they want this content. So you would have to, make it happen. Like now, if we're making this video and in the comment section, everybody in your comment section is saying, bring Bodimaya, bring Bodimaya, bring her. You have like 1,000 comments. Once you go and post for Bodimaya for them, would you do that? Right? So that's just what it is.
So how do you navigate collaborations? How do you know the right collaborations to?
That's a very dicey question to ask because if I have the need for collaborations, I'm going to find a way to collaborate, right? So how do I know the right? I mean, it all depends on the story that I'm telling. Like the videos that I shot in Cape Town, I was telling the story of Cape Town as one of the most beautiful, cities in Africa, and I needed a female influencer in that area. So I was like, who do I know? And then I went out to reach out to them. So she was the one trying to explain to me why their country's most beautiful city, why is the most beautiful city in Africa. So I don't know if that answers the question.
So is the need to tell the story that influences you?
The kind of story, like if I'm traveling to a country, definitely I would like to feature a local person. So my video is informed from a tourist point of view and also a local point of view. Mixed together, you tell a good story. So yeah.
Okay, fantastic. How has being a part of the YouTube Black Voices program impacted your
it was
trajectory?
So it's very helpful. Apart from the money that we received, there was just YouTube. We had classes coming to teach us about algorithms and stuff like that. Like you're not going to have easy access to, and we also had like access to a partner manager. For you to have a partner manager, you have to be, I think, at least 100,000 plus or so. But even at that, you still don't get. So programs like that, I now had a partner manager. So this person, if you have issues with your YouTube, if you have questions, I mean, these people work with Google, so you have access to them. So this was one of the benefits. And then I also had friends with creators from all around the world that I can easily reach out to and stuff like that. So these are some of the perks that came with the program.
So what are some of the systemic challenges that you think creators face that is somewhat visible to the global audiences? Because some of the things that you might face might not be the same that a creator from, say, the US or the UK would face. So what are some of the systemic challenges we face as creators in Africa that you'd like to see change?
Well, first of all, I think we are always at the receiving end, or we are always the last set of people to receive things. So if, for example, Instagram is implementing a new feature, where would they test it? US, UK, Australia. If Thread, for example, by Instagram, is trying to test monetization, they're going to test it in the US, the UK, and Australia. When Facebook monetization became very mainstream, it was only available in a lot of European countries, America. It was gradually they brought in South Africa, then they brought in Morocco and Egypt, then they brought in Mauritius. And I think it was early this year that Nigeria came in after 2 years of monetization. So I feel most of these things were always the last to receive. So I don't know why, but it'll be very interesting to see that change as well. But I think every creator here is concerned. Most people are concerned about getting views, and I feel all these ones just come from you I feel like you need to, the fact that you have a phone that has a video camera at the back does not automatically make you a creator. You need to learn how to retain attention. You need to learn how to package information, all of those things that you learn out of the way. So also learning how to make local content that has global appeal is also something I feel a lot of people locally need to learn how to do, using features that translate your videos into multiple languages, telling global stories or local stories with global interest, stuff like that. Little challenge here and there. And also, I feel a lot of people here should collaborate more, because if you look at the American creator space, like if it's Mr. Beast collaborating with Speed or Kaisinet collaborating with Logan Paul, like the ecosystem there is a little bit bigger, but I understand the market is different as well. So those are just a few things.
So what do you think is the reason why a lot of these... So I see a lot of content creators in comedy collaborating, but does that happen a lot in your space?
Yeah, it doesn't. Well, in my space, there are just a few people that are like actually proper travel creators. But I think it's more of like an African thing. We tend to see our fellow creators as a competition. Like, you're trying to compete with me. Like we don't see it as, oh, okay, nice, welcome on board. But I understand sometimes when probably you're doing, for example, now you're doing a podcast, you have somebody who and the person just copies the same model. This person personally, he just comes and copy everything you're doing from A to Z. You would, in as much as he's a creator, you like to empower him, but you'd be concerned, like, why are you copying everything that I do? You can try to be creative, I understand there's that part as well, because I can tell you over like 70% of creators, they are not in it because of passion or because they are genuinely interested in telling stories. They only see it as something to make money. So anything that feels like it's going to get views, they will jump on it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel we're not, like, there's so many niches that are not in Nigeria. There's so many. I keep looking at it, I'm counting like, I wish there was this person, I wish there was this person, I wish there was this person. But yeah, if a creator coming out, is the first thing they want to do is skits. They want to do comedy or speaking pidgin, doing it because, comedy has broader reach. Everybody wants to laugh. But not everybody wants to sit down and watch a video, me analyzing like a CD project, talking about Acoin and all these complex things, or somebody sitting down making videos about finance like Fisayo. It's a very boring niche, but those people need to exist, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's expand our mind. I feel consume more content out of your interest. For me, that's how I learn and I get ideas for my videos sometimes. I just consume so much and then I take in pieces and pieces. Like, there are just a few videos that I have done that was like a truly generated idea from me. It's usually mostly, see what's happening here, take this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, put it together, add a Nigerian context to it and post, I feel more creators should think towards that direction.
What are some of these niches that you think people should get into?
I haven't seen like a proper car review channel in Nigeria.
Okay.
Yeah, the ones that we see, like, it's not that type I'm talking about, right? Like a proper car review. Because I like cars, and there's no like channel that I can tune into and be like, well, when you think about it, because we don't produce these cars, like the niche is sweeter when a 2025 version comes and he's the first person to review. You can't be the first because that car needs to stay like 2 years before it gets to you, So that I can't like think about everything now and tell you, but I can tell you like there's a lot.
Okay, so for somebody who wants to get into the creator space, what's an advice you give from the first subscriber?
From your first subscriber, I'll just say find a way to just get the habit of making videos. Start with that, right? You can subconsciously think about content. Because once you cross that, then making content now becomes an everyday thing. It's just like we know how to work. So the problem is, now you know how to work, where are you working to? So once you know you're now used to making something, then what to make now becomes the next challenge. And I feel because you know how to make something, it becomes a little bit easier because you just need to give yourself a direction. And the only way you can give yourself a direction most of the times is you need to consume too as a creator. Watch. Yo, there's so many things. There's so many things. For example, a lot of people watch Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast does not generate original ideas. He takes ideas from people and improves on it so badly that even the originator will look at him like, wow, I didn't even believe my idea, you know? So I always tell people, you can also take content from him, like probably a fashion person. Instead of saying, get ready with me or make a boring video about vlog with me or get ready with me, why not do a $10 outfit versus a $100 outfit? Or a makeup person, a $10 makeup versus a $100 makeup. Do the difference, you know, show people classy on a budget, classy on a classic level, you know, like do some stuff like that. And the only way you can see those kind of ideas is when you watch, and you say, how can I implement this thing for my niche, you know, stuff. So yeah, that's what I'll just say. Just start making videos, consume as much, and allow nature take its course from there.
Okay. So now let's talk about real estate, which is one of the things, because when I watch some videos, you just put one big number, like 1 billion, 500 million, or $1 million, and all of that. So how do you think you as a creator has impacted this industry and gained stake in this industry?
Well, first of all, I'm not a real estate agent, and I feel so because I'm not a real estate agent, a little people they'll believe a little bit of what I say. If I'm a real estate agent and I tell you, oh, let me tell you why you must buy this 1 billion, you start questioning, like this one, he wants to just collect commission, right? So because I'm not that, people just genuinely love. And you know, if you keep making something every time, you become that thing, right? The reason why I started doing a lot of real estate videos in Nigeria because Nigeria's real estate is, I'm sorry to say, but it's trash. Like developers here, they're not trying to compete with themselves in terms of because when you think about real estate is supposed to beautify a city. But what we have here are businessmen with no experience in construction because they have money and they have access to cash. They pump it in and build the same kind of building. So we don't have variety. We don't have these guys trying to outdo. And in the process of trying to outdo, the city now looks beautiful because you now have so many upscale, nice, mad buildings all around. You know what I'm saying? So it's just continuity. Like if you keep making something, obviously people will start attaching your name to it. And because I started adding some interesting episodes, like when I do like top 5 series, or when I rate neighborhoods, you know, that's kind of video like people don't see. It's stressful to, like, for example, I can travel the whole of Nigeria and I make a video about Nigeria's most luxurious neighborhood. People don't see that, but as a real estate person, if you're looking to buy a house, the first search is what are the best neighborhoods to buy. So a video like that will be very helpful to you. And then I get to collaborate with real estate agents some of the time, you know, so that when these people reach out, they have somebody to reach out to. And yeah, everything just started from my love for properties and architectural designs. And, you know, I used to be one of those kids at like 12 years old. I'm watching all these $1 million mansions in Miami. My mom would just be looking at me. You know, I'm here watching this huge house, you know, in Beverly Hills. Me a small boy like me. You know?
So again, why I also ask the question is because you also, I think I watched the video of you sharing your own apartment.
Yeah.
Your automated, the smart house. Yes, I watched that. And it now feels like you've shown us what is possible with these neighborhoods, and then you also created your, because when you were, even the Billboard video, you were very excited and saying, hey, this is nice, and all of that.
Yeah.
But when you now also showed us yours, it now felt like, oh, the full 360 you've now bought your own piece of the pie.
I mean, that just comes from, when you do these things, you understand like real estate is an asset class that's real. It's the only asset class that does not depreciate except for natural disasters, which I don't think Nigeria has ever had a natural. How old is Nigeria again? We're
64.
And in our 64 years of, have we had any tsunami or earthquake or something like that? No. You know, so except we have that is the only thing that depreciates real estate. And as a young person making money, it's only wise that you start figuring out, okay, now you're friends with you know a lot of developers, you have an idea of what project is launching, when you can key in, when you know all those things, like, okay, you're making a little bit money. How about you just put down payment here and there and start building your own portfolio? At least every rich person in the world has a real estate portfolio, right? It's the only asset class that can make you money for life. So that's my own little way of starting. So maybe when we're in this conversation in the next 5 years, I can tell you, I have like 50 units of 5 bedrooms in this city, that city. That would be a very interesting one.
No, a lot of people assume that because I'm trying to get into YouTube as well.
Yeah.
I've been trying to make some researches, and people say some of the niches that make money is the finance and your niche, and depending on the people who engage, and the countries that engage some of this content, if it's highly watched in the UK and the US, your revenue might be slightly higher and all of that than somebody whose main audience is here.
Yeah.
And for you, who is showing different parts of the world and trusting the channel with multiple people from different countries,
Yeah.
how does that affect your earnings on the platform?
Yes, there's RPM, there's CPM. Maybe you should do like a little explanation what it is in the video. But there are some things that, there are some niches that would give you more. Obviously, travel, finance, and everything, you have higher RPM, like how much you can make per 1,000 views. But being in that niche does not automatically make you qualify for that. You need to qualify by making longer videos and retaining people for longer. So if you notice, I've started posting like videos that are very long, like 30, 40, 45. I even have a 50-minute video. And then I have people watch for as long as 20, 25 minutes, which means I can put more ads in my video. As if you're going to oppose that to a 10-minute video. With a 10-minute video, you can't even put more than 2 ads there. So making videos that have global appeal, that has international audience is first. Making a video that is long, second. Making a video that keeps people watching for longer is third. So if you have those 3 metrics, you have way more higher chances of getting ridiculous RPM. We've had RPMs of 8. You don't have anybody in Nigeria has 8 RPM. You have to like make proper content, with proper demography to have 8. But hey, in the Western world, when you tell somebody like, what is it, we got 12, there in America, it's people doing 12, 15 per 1,000 views, is like super high, Yes, like I told you, Africa, when I asked this question at the Google Meetup one time, they said it's because of the advertisers here. They don't pay that much compared to advertisers in America, which is understandable. Yeah.
Okay. Speaking about ambitions, I did also read that you've always expressed your ambition to create content for global platforms like Netflix and Prime Video. What are some? Are there projects you have, and what does the conversation about these 2 streaming giants in the Nigerian context do to that ambition?
I one time had the idea, but I was like, you know what? Let me just focus on building my stuff. Because when you think about it, YouTube is also a streaming platform, the same way Netflix and Prime is, right? The fact that Mr. Beast is the biggest in the world, he was not the one that went to meet Prime to tell them, oh, I have an idea. No, they were the one that met him. You coming to meet me does not add more than I already have, because I'm streaming platform, I am paid per view. I'm also putting your platform, I'm paid per view. So it's more of like, okay, we see this creator as, he's doing something I would like to. So I feel I stopped thinking about that and just focus on building my platforms to the point where I say, okay, I have a series that maybe Netflix will be interested in or Prime will be interested in, but up until that, I'm just, we've made some episodes that some TV station approached us and they wanted to buy license to it, but then they wanted us to produce exclusively on them. I was like, what's that? Nobody even watch cable TV anymore. Everybody's on streaming platforms, so I'll be killing myself to say I want to go and be producing for your cable. How many people, do you have cable in your house? You have cable, like DSTV? How many times do you watch it compared to YouTube and Prime and Netflix and stuff like that? So when you look at that demography and look at young demography, I think young demography now we're on Netflix, Prime, and YouTube. Nobody is out there going to DSTV channel 416 or whatever.
What are you most excited about right now? And what do you hope it becomes in 5 years?
I just want to be a real estate investor. And in 5 years' time, I want to have at least 50 units. I posted something on my Twitter. I said, before I turn 35, I want to have at least $1 million worth of real estate portfolio. Yeah, that's just what I feel. And not just in Nigeria. I want to have it in major cities. And then that's just on the investment side. Also, as a creator, I want to be, when you're calling African creators telling global story, I want to be number 1 or number 2 on that list. Any company looking to come into Africa to make an African story and they need somebody who is already doing that at the global level, Steven's name is top on the list. Obviously, I want to be that guy. Some of the things that fill me, and then obviously we have numbers. We have numbers that we are dreaming of that we want to do at each year. Maybe in 5 years' time, we'll probably have 10 million followers on YouTube or stuff like that, So yeah, a bit of goals here and there and there.
Why is it so hard to build those numbers on YouTube?
Because
YouTube you made videos that have the views.
People just go there to watch and leave. Before you make them click that subscribe button, you need to develop something other than the story. You need to develop an emotional attachment with this person, because most people, they will just go on their feed. As a matter of fact, even now on your phone, you don't even need to click on the video anymore. Once you're just scrolling, so far as you just stop, the video will be playing. When you're done, you can scroll just like normal feed. So what would make this person click on your listen and then click the subscribe button? It has to be something greater than the story, And also people share these videos on WhatsApp. I noticed. So someone goes to your YouTube video now, click the share and share to their WhatsApp. And now WhatsApp now has this bad habits. I think it's not owned by the same company where when you see a YouTube link, you click it, it plays in WhatsApp. It doesn't show you subscribe, it doesn't show anything. But that thing will count as a view. So you have thousands and thousands of people watching videos that same way, So all of those things contribute as well. But there's hope. The biggest creator right now in the world has is it up to 300 million though? Mr. Beast. So if 300 million people can subscribe to this thing, it means there are a lot more people that can subscribe to you. You just need to get better. Okay. Thank you very much for honoring this invitation and for having this conversation with us, because you're doing such great work. It's so inspiring, because you're one of the few people engaging in a new industry, and then you're doing so much building that industry. So I'm very excited to see what you do in the next 5 years. Thank you.
And now I need to read more about real estate. The way you just said it, the way you sold it, even me, I'm like, I need to gather my books and see what I can do with real estate.
Thank you so much for having me. I hope you guys got the most value, and most of all, your creators here, please go create something and subscribe to his channel. No, don't be like one of those people. Don't be like one of those people that will just watch it on their feed and just scroll past. Please subscribe. So that's why you always need to say in your video, subscribe. So, because I've watched videos like that where I just watched the video. It was when the guy said subscribe, I was like, oh, I never subscribe. You're going to hit the subscribe button,
All right, thank you very much. A true masterclass. Really enjoyed having that conversation with Stephen Ndukwu. You can feel when somebody has passion for what they are doing. And that is what I loved the most about the conversation, and how we both projected for the things that we want to do in the next 5 years. It's very exciting, it's very clear, and it's very beautiful. Speaking about things that would excite us, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Do it now. The Good News Naija Podcast, and also follow us on all podcast platforms. We have the Good News Naija Podcast. And finally, follow us on all social media platforms at the Good News Naija Podcast. My name is Desmond Ebokunwe. See you next time.